And I love it, man, because it got me thinking. It got me thinking like I was back in school again. I don't even know where you come up with these questions. I want to know how you come up with these kids. You're so innovative. I'm like, look, I mean, your mind is, like you said, you're a history teacher, and your mind is going all over the place.
And it's also wonderful to hear people talk sanely to each other today.
Yeah, I've done everything. I've done, in the 80s, I did Johnny Carson. I did,
Sure.
Merv Griffin. I did it all. You're sheer 9 or 10. You're probably 9.5.
Oh.
10 is, no one's perfect.
You have something amazing going with the show, and you're educating us.
I mean, I've never told anybody in public about that experience with my dad. And on your platform, I don't know why I did that, because it's so comfortable and we're talking about things that matter.
I love the little anecdote of comedy with your would you pay for it? Would you not? That I love that. I love how you added that in.
We want to know each other. We want to know people's stories. That's what TKN does.
What an honor it is to be in the presence of the other two wonderful gentlemen. And you, Avi, I have a great deal of respect for your resume as well.
It's not like an interview. It's like a conversation with your homie.
Appreciate that more than you know, my friend. I really do. Stretch, my friend, I hope you have a great rest of the evening. Last name Ferrigno, first name Lou. Lou, welcome, my friend.
Thank you. That's the best introduction I've ever heard in my life. You know something? You need to quit the show and be my moderator.
So put your hand together for a majestic, out of this world, one-of-a-kind human being. First name Vivica, last name Fox. Welcome, my friend.
Whoa, that was an awesome introduction. Let me tell you that. I don't think I've ever had anyone read my resume with such flow.
Avi is a poet, but he doesn't know it, but his feet show it. You're unbelievable.
You gave me good eargasm tonight, man. I love your voice. I love the things that you talk about.
Yo, this show is crazy. This show takes you crazy places.
I appreciate that.
If you see something, you gotta say something. Otherwise,
that's what we're doing now.
You're part of the problem.
I'm saying something, though, so maybe that's part of the solution.
I like him. He's fucking quick.
Well, you're the best I've seen. You're the Michael Jordan or LeBron James, whoever you want to make the GOAT.
This is why your audiences love you. This is why you continue to great guests, and great guests beget great guests.
Finish up this last bar and welcome a talented, kind, humble, intelligent human being. First name Franco, last name Star. Welcome, my friend, to the celebrity tournament.
Oh my God. Yo, that had to be 64. Nah, that was like 85 bars. Like how many bars is that? Is it like, I was trying to count the bars. I lost count.
One of my friends was share about the Tip O'Neill, the Speaker of the House, and what a smooth voice he had. Your voice and the way you project everything and share with your heart and soul. You got an incredible gift.
I just want to do this again and again. I feel like I've made friends. And again, I've taken the competition part of it out because I've just enjoyed talking to you guys tonight.
Oh man, most definitely. This is, I think my top. I mean, the intro you gave me, I gotta give it to you. I like.
You deserve it.
It really, truly kind of blows my mind every time when we can get this many people together, thinking, mind melding, positive, not having to agree all the time with everything. But not getting ugly about it, and not, it's just I feel like it's a microcosm of what it could be.
Did you have a nice time tonight in the green room?
I had a great time. I can't tell you how refreshing it is that somebody knows what they're doing.
You're a very interesting person. I mean, you with all this rhyming stuff, you must really put a lot of effort into this, and I would love to read or see something that you've written.
Thank you.
Because I'm sure it's really interesting.
Or not podcast. I guess it's like we're just a show now. You're a show. You're a full-blown show.
I can count my friends on one hand. Well, wait, on one finger. You.
Oh man, thank you so much, my friend. You are awesome. Chris, did you have a good time? You've done a lot of interviews. Is this kind of up there for you?
Yeah, I had a great time today, Avi. I mean, because you are engaged in what is a conversation and not a performance.
Don't even hang your hats on the past, because if you don't heal from what hurts you, you'll bleed on people that never even cut you to begin with. That had nothing to do with your pain.
All right.
So
Tell him, Robbie. Tell him. Tell him.
you guys are bringing the best out of me. That is the truth, guys. All about family, and
wow.
I can tell you, my friend, your presence is a present, because even though we don't know each other very well, starting to get to know you has been a real present and a gift, because of the truth and honesty that you share. It makes me a braver person. It makes me a more courageous person, and that's from my heart.
Thank you, buddy. Thank you. And hey, if there's anything I can do for you going forward, I'm here. You just call me.
This thing has drawn me out of myself, and thereby drawn me into myself. But I learned a lot, and from you, Avi, I always learn something from you.
Continue to work as hard as you can, because by working, Avi, you will keep yourself busy and get used to the grief.
Another trio of questions, now more underrated. We have Billy D. Williams, Italian men named Skippy, or unicycle.
I'm sorry, Italian men named Skippy. Put me away, Avi.
Archie Bunker, the mountain climber, Ralph Cramden, the yoga instructor, or Don Corleone, the computer repair person.
It's clearly an issue with the hard drive.
Oh, I like that.
I'm gonna go Don Corleone.
Avi likes to move it. He likes to move it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
There is nothing that was on TV tonight that even remotely rivals what we did on this broadcast.
Hi, I'm Rick Barry, a member of the Basketball Hall of Fame and one of the NBA's top 50 players. And I'm really excited to tell you about my new relationship in the broadcasting world with the new network.
It's TKN, and a young man named Avi Klein who poured his blood, sweat, and tears into creating this new network and assembling an amazing group of individuals.
Legends from every walk of life who are just bringing their knowledge and their experience and their wisdom, and this is amazing. I feel like this is a cosmic convergence of what is most important to him, and he's such a stand-up guy.
Avi, congratulations. I don't know anybody that can talk as much as you. Seriously, I thought I could talk. You are unreal. But you do it with class, understanding, professionalism. You're simply amazing. I told you that when I first met you. And you ran off my autobiography. Basically, it was a book. It was simply fantastic. And to think that you do that every show.
Very respectful, and he really connects with the artists and his audiences. And I felt like this guy's onto something, and I'm proud to be a part of this with him.
And I really thank your support. I lost my father, and you were the first person to support me in all that, and I thank you so much for that. It meant a lot to me.
The greatest wealth is when you can share it with someone. You can share your victories, you can share your failure, you can express your deepest feelings, but the greatest wealth is to be able to say that I have a friend. And I feel an unbelievable level of wealth, and a lot of that is because I have somebody like you.
You here to win the whole darn tournament?
I don't play. I just win.
Robert, would you like to win this entire tournament?
You know, all those luminaries and athletes and strongmen notwithstanding, the most dangerous place on this show is between me and that prize. That's all I'm going to say.
You're chomping at the bit to get in this thing.
Oh, yeah, man. I've been telling you, brother. You brought up some names to me, and I was like, I can't wait. I hope they don't see me, because it's going to be on like a steaming pot of neck bones, baby, and I'm not playing.
Are you here to win the entire thing, my friend?
I'll just say this, Avi. Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
Are you here to win the entire celebrity tournament when it's all said and done?
You know, I saw that video package and I saw a very familiar face in Mike Rotundo, better known as IRS. And he said that he was here for the winner chicken dinner. And I want to take away that chicken dinner. So yes, I want to win this whole shebang.
Because what they say, Efkaristo, Karakalo, we're going to Greece, baby.
I love it.
Tonight, Avi Klein launches the TKN network. It's been over 2.5 years in the making. And tonight, with mystery guests and the big debate, it's going to be, well, let's just say hotter than hell. So don't miss it.
And tell it. Last name Smith. First name Joe. Joe Smith. Welcome, my friend.
Oh my God, Avi. Where did you get all of that from? Oh my God.
Guys and gals and pals, the first thing we have to do is thank you. You're in the audience. We appreciate you. We appreciate everything you've done so far, because without you guys and gals and pals, there would be none of this. Progresso soup, chicken noodle soup, more on that later. Whoop, whoop, we got the soup. Guys and gals and pals, and of course, our luminaries who have given us so much. They've given us their honesty, their time, which we value. And it's about the person behind the persona, and we really appreciate that. A little quick story, guys. Lionsgate, the studio I worked for, once said that a positive show like this could never succeed. So to them, I politely say, yes, we can succeed. Have a good time. Prioritize edutainment, which is the healthy marriage of education and entertainment all blended together while having philosophical fun, because this is a place where strangers leave as friends. Guys and gals and pals, I'm going to zip the old lip, but before I do, I'm going to bring in our awesome talents who have carved out time here, and we appreciate that wholeheartedly. Guys and gals and pals, right now I want to bring in our very first guest. I think of the word storytelling because it reveals meaning without committing the error of defining it. Our next participant, guys and gals and pals, is a woman of honor, respect, dignity, virtue. Time and time again, she has filled a blank canvas with beautiful works of art that go several layers of magnitude deep. She's found the similarity in what is apparently different, and then found herself in all of her roles. And you know what that's called? It's called honest and truthful storytelling. And her works of art, we, the audience, have benefited greatly. Guys and gals and pals, she was ahead of her time, specifically right behind this dope rhyme. She'd rip it up during prime time, and that's because she's Optimus Prime material. Her heart and soul, guys and gals, are as pure because she eats negativity like cereal. When it comes to her, I've got bars for days, like the old Knicks when they had plays. Thanks to Bernard King and the late Michael Ray, she reminds others that it's their time to shine, as she can redefine the crystalline biological structures implanted in your mind, because in this life, you won't find purpose or progress if all you do is rewind moments that belong to a bygone era, because the present is a gift. Like Martha's Vineyard, guys and gals, and maybe even a fish there that's filleted, or when attempting to serenade a loved one that accepts your heart with the need, guys and gals, of a barricade. She was born in South Bend, Indiana, to parents William, a school administrator, and Evelina, who worked for a pharmaceutical company. Guys and gals and pals, her mom was courageous as she worked 2 jobs and raised her beautiful children, our guest, +3. She got her work ethic from her mom, while her dad taught her to be resilient in the face of adversity. She grew up playing basketball, volleyball, track, and she was also a cheerleader. She has given hope to the many, as the chapters in her book of life can motivate every single reader. She fell in love with modeling at age 13 as she was introduced to the profession by her aunt, Madam King. She ran a beauty salon, and here's the thing, she prepared her niece for life on the runway, but there were others that would inspire her along the way, and boy could they sing. Michael Jackson, Diana Ross, guys and gals, just to name a few. Years before our guest, legend grew and grew, as her body of work is timeless and speaks a universal language from here to Peru. But back to Arlington High School, while in her senior year, she flew to California, where her passion and ambition were to the arts, what accountability is like to Dr. Drew, or bodybuilding is like to a Ferrigno Lane Blue. She moved to California to study social sciences at Golden West College. Despite the real world, guys and gals, giving her a healthy dose of knowledge. Modeling work beckoned, so she frequented New York City, where there was no pity. The reason why I quit history, as you guys know, my assistant principal, who didn't want to give any more than a head nod to Diane Nash, a freedom writer, guys and gals and pals, didn't even know how to spell Frederick Douglass, a hero, didn't know how to spell his last name.
Well, she understood what bigotry was, guys and gals and pals. The bigotry was widespread, but she persevered ahead because pushing through is the glue in an industry that can oftentimes feel rather shallow and dead. Out in California, a talent agent saw her potential and how grateful we should be because our next guest range is so vast and truthful that a first agent deserves a bevy, a plethora, a smorgasbord of high fives. The 80s were coming to a close, and in 88, she made her on-screen acting debut as Carmen Silva on Days of Our Lives. The following year, she appeared on Generations, and in 1994, she became a staple of The Young and the Restless when she was cast as Stephanie Simmons. Soaps are excellent training for young actors, and while she was on The Young and the Restless, she caught the eye of the pregnant wife of film producer William Fay. His wife Jodie needed to find a replacement for Will Smith's girlfriend in Independence Day. After 6 auditions, she scored the coveted role, and many were floored, as she owned the screen, which helped win her an MTV award. From starring roles, guys and gals, on Set It Off to Kill Bill, her films made over $1 billion worldwide. On Curb Your Enthusiasm, she showed her comedic and improvisational chops as we, the audience, saw yet another side. I hope she likes this melody, flow, and constant rhymes, but you know what's ticking, guys? Clocks. All of yours, guys and gals. So grab a snack, maybe some chips and dips. And if you're in New York, maybe a Babel with locks. Get comfy with your comforter. And if you're in Minnesota, put on those socks because we're about to greet a lady with class, intellect, limitless talent, and grace. Yep, she definitely rocks. So put your hand together for a majestic, out of this world, one of a kind human being. First name Vivica, last name Fox. Welcome, my friend.
Oh my goodness. You just took me down memory lane. Hello, my friend. Good
so
to
great to see
you again.
Absolutely. You are the producer of Smiles. You're the producer of Smiles. I told you about Mr. Reiner, but man, there's a lot of people in our circle, and you see the best in people. Let me ask you this. In this industry, which can sometimes be shallow, it could sometimes be negative, you see the right side of humanity. How do you do it?
I always try to look at the positive. I do. I mean, we have so much negativity in our world today that I always try to look at the bright side of life. I really do. I'm not a person that goes down the rabbit hole of negativity. I just can't do it. Ain't nobody got time for that. So I always try to, as you say, keep smiling, look on the bright side of life, enjoy life, and keep looking forward because I got less days in front of me than what I got behind me. So I might as well enjoy the days I got left.
I love that. You look great. Your energy's always been positive and amazing. You resonate with me. And by the way, Vivica, I want to say this as well. When you were on the show last time, our suits and ties who were in the back who watched the show, they kept asking me for month after month. They said, when's Vivica coming on again? So guys, here's Vivica.
She's back.
Yes, ma'am. I'm going to put you backstage for one moment, bring in our guest, and we'll be off to the races.
All right, darling.
Thank you, my friend. Class act, class personified, guys and gals and pals. Vivica Fox, there's no doubt about that. And I can't wait to bring in our next guest right now. And then we will hit topics that are, they're meant to be a little deep, but they're also meant to explore because I don't believe in mistakes. I believe in discoveries. That's how we make discoveries. We explore. And, you know, at the end of the day, guys and gals and pals, as you know, this isn't a podcast and I'm not an interviewer. God bless the interviewers out there. Some of them are amazing at what they do, but I'm a conversationalist. I like to have conversations rather than interviews and asking the same old. So Vivica Fox and our next guest, not only are they highly intelligent, but the fact that they're willing and open, we appreciate them for that wholeheartedly. Guys and gals and pals, I want to bring in our next guest right now. And you guys can guess because we've never had this guest on before, but I'm sure we're going to have him many times after. If he enjoys this, I would appreciate that. Guys, Frederick Douglass said, the soul that is written within me, no man can degrade. And I concur. When I put pen to paper each and every night, I tell myself, be true to thy own self when the self is on the verge of imploding. We all feel that. The service we provide others is what keeps us grounded, guys. That's your, even if someone doesn't have a smile, give them yours. How about that? My next guest epitomizes the latter, guys. He's grounded, he's class personified, and he's made so many around him appreciative, that which should never be taken for granted. The word life. Guys and gals, this is how, I'll get to that in a bit. But it's time for me to take you out west, where a young man would have a test, one that he passed with flying colors, long before Sean Penn started a movie of the same name. Because years before his fame and stage game, my guest made sure to never slip, even as his shoulder was tapped by many a blood in a crip. Thanks to good parenting, he had a firm grip, ready to take a trip, with God riding the wheel and having your back like a 7-foot lurch. My guest had the foundation as he grew up in church. Guys and gals and pals, he was raised by parents Delois and Elijah, and was the oldest child, born in the same year, where Laker fans would finally have something to cheer. Unthinkable, guys and gals. Big Wilt was now wearing the purple and gold, so have no fear. But it was that well. In fact, it felt like hell when on April of that year, The unthinkable, guys and gals, was kicked into high gear as Dr. King was assassinated by a coward who took orders from a government that would engineer the death of a hero, civil rights giant, and a man whose goal was to make bigotry disappear. This was also the year when in the Olympics, Tommy Smith and John Carlos took a stand showing no fear in Mexico City during a time in which there was no pity. They said, no more will we steer clear and stay silent while society gets away with being violent towards minorities that have suffered, bled, and hurt in this land of ours on this soil right over here. It never ends. All one needs to do is read Othello, written by Shakespeare, or read stories written in the days of the old frontier. Our guest was able, guys and gals and pals, to get our ear with beauty in his heart, as hate was the finale, while love was his always season premiere. His father, guys and gals and pals, was an accountant, while his mom was an administrator. But it was his grandfather who helped make our guest a musical innovator when he gave him a saxophone while in grade school, thus becoming a collaborator. And the success of a man that turned to the creator as a navigator. The saxophone captured my guest's attention and sparked a keen interest for music. Years before he'd rocked the stick, and decades before 1986 on his album More, when he collaborated with the likes of Slick Rick, guys and gals and pals. In time, he expanded his musical interest, learning to play the piano at age 10 and to sing by age 11. The year Lakers fans were in heaven, winning their first chip in the 80s with a rookie named Irvin. But beyond the hardwood and the hoop, my guest joined the choir of his Baptist church congregation and was a well-respected member of the group. As he matured, he reached the imposing physical height of 6'8" tall, but he stayed humble and worked in the school cafeteria while his friends were playing ball. He nurtured his musical skills outside of school, even after he moved to college, the House of Knowledge. He attended Pepperdine University, where he became friends with a future star, Doug Christie, a man that was a lockdown defender who guarded the late, great Kobe. After Pepperdine, guys and gals and pals, our guest had a job in advertising with Williams Television Time in Santa Monica. But it wasn't always a picnic or a holiday like the 8th day of Hanukkah or a date with my high school sweetheart, Veronica. My guest dealt with adversity as the agency downsized and he lost his job, but not to fret because he turned misfortune into opportunity as he pursues a musical ambition. But life wasn't always a rainbow or sunny like a DeVito walking in Philly. My guest sold his car for the money to buy a keyboard and used the instrument to make a demonstration tape. And soon his career would take shape. He spent some time singing in a local nightclub until late 1993. Around the same time, a Golden State Warrior named Spree and a Chili Pepper named Flea were doing their thing. Admittedly, my guest's music would give them glee, as a year after negotiating with Def Jam Records, the world would soon bellow and scream like an overly enthusiastic banshee as this man's first single, which wasn't just a song, but you'll agree, it was an anthem of the 90s. Guys and gals, because upon listening to it, you can never be sad or moody. It would be like Lee even soothed the soul of disciplinarians like Pat Riley or the late Bruce Lee. Many a nights I'd get on the dance floor and myself and I would boogie to this jam, which made me feel like I was sipping on some iced tea or laughing at a stand-up named Whoopi, as its flow made everything stress-free like a late December Christmas tree. This song not only earned the gold record, but it hovered at first place on the charts for a long while as it had substance and style. But I don't want you, our audience, to get into a rage and have a fit. So let me name this absolute classic, sung by a man that had heart, spirit, and grit. As the kids would say, this song was lit. I'm talking about the iconic This Is How We Do It. And wait, there's more. As his second album, More, was released in 1997, and it would soar as it hit number 2 on the charts with 3 gold singles, I Like, Falling, and What's On Tonight, a Billboard Music Video Award and Soul Train nominee. And yep, also nominated for a Grammy. But despite the name, the fame, the game, and the acclaim, he's always remained the same, down to earth, like a painter named Rockwell. His ambitions have strength and speed like a mighty gazelle. Make sure your devices are charged, whether they're Apple, Mac, or a Dell. He resonates with everyone, be it a youngster, New Rochelle, or a golden girl named Estelle. His presence makes you feel as strong as Schwarzenegger curling a barbell. So get on your feet and be prepared to enjoy this ride like a carnival carousel. As a soul, he'll never sell. His lyrics were sweeter than an ice cream cake sold at Carvel. So yell cowabunga like a Ninja Turtle named Raphael and free yourself like a Liberty Bell as I bring in a warm, kind, intelligent, positive human being and legend. Last name Jordan. First name Montell. Welcome, my friend.
Woo-hoo! Who are you? Who are you?
A fan of yours, my friend.
Goodness. Oh my goodness.
You deserve that. You deserve that, man. It's the easiest thing to do is to write because you've done the hard part is to condense because there's so much you've done. Much like Vivica Fox, my friend, everything you do speaks to people because it comes from here, and I appreciate that.
Thank you so much, man. Literally, I've seen you do this before, but when it's your name that somebody's calling out, it just always hits different, man. I feel like I just got a view of my life right before my life flashed right before my eyes. I was like, Lord, are you coming to get me now? Because that was it right there, bro. You did it, man. Thank you, Avi.
Well, thank you for being you. Thank you for doing what you do. I'm going to bring in Miss Vivica Fox right now. I do want to ask you a quick question. You know, it seems like because you give so much of yourself to others who don't have a voice, and that's your choice, and I respect that, is it safe to say that hearing somebody say that you touched their lives, you touched their souls, you touched their hearts is more rewarding than any personal accolade you've ever received?
I think without question, man, that for me is personal accolades are about, to me, success. And I think helping other people's lives are more about significance. And so from that standpoint, I would rather be more significant than successful any day. So when someone else tells me I impacted their lives, whether it be through my music that impacted their story or my ministry that impacted their story, I just think being significant in this world is a great place to be.
I love hearing that. And you do give back, and I can't wait to collab with you even off camera, which we spoke about last week briefly. My friends who are in the audience, again, the engine that makes this thing go, this is Mr. Montell Jordan, Vivica Fox, and guys and gals, Vivica and Montell, Vivica.
Hey, listen, I've been waiting to meet Bernita Green. I've been waiting to meet Frankie Sutton. I've been waiting to see you in person, girl. It's so good to see you today.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I've been making it do what it do for a while because I love it.
That's right.
I love the fact that you guys love it because we benefit greatly, the audience, from that. I'm going to set up topic number one. And guys and gals and pals, again, give it up for Vivica and Montell. I will. The easiest thing to repeat, if you're going to be repetitive in life, say thank you a lot. At least, there you go. If you're going to be repetitive, use those two words, thank you. You're going to hear me saying thank you a lot to these two because, again, they carved out time. They're here. We appreciate their positivity, what they stand for. This is topic number one. It's topic number one.
Okay.
When I taught U.S. history, I wanted to make people think without having to make them feel pressured. So this is great because you guys can bring up the whys and the reasons. And I call this topic History Inspires not once, not twice, but thrice. History Inspires Thrice. Vivica, in this fun and hypothetical scenario, you're set to direct a documentary entitled Inspiration. If you could select 3 inspirational moments in history that would define this documentary by inspiring the masses, what 3 moments would you select and why? Whenever you're ready, my friend, the floor belongs to you.
Yes, my 3 moments that I would pick as inspirational moments. The very first one will be the election of our first and only African-American president, Barack Obama. The world stood still that night. It was one of the most historical, moving. I'll never forget where I was. I also never forget when he got reelected, but let's stay at the first one. What he means, what that moment meant, and what he still means to our country is something that will never be replaced, never forgotten.
Right.
And I just appreciate that moment. So that's an inspirational moment because that night, I mean, his inauguration, 1 million people came out. It was freezing. What he has meant to our country, what he still means worldwide, how much he is still respected to this day is just inspirational. He makes us all lift our head high and proud to be an American and especially an African American. So for me, one of my choices is Barack Obama. Number 2, I'm going to say Shonda Rhimes. Being in the business that I'm in, Shonda Rhimes has Shonda Rhimes Studios. She has one of the longest lasting shows on Grey's Anatomy. What she's given to so many actors, directors, the opportunity to work, to create, because television, to be honest with you, is almost a dying breed nowadays. So what Shonda has done as a woman, and especially an African-American woman, is just inspirational. Mm-hmm. She teaches us the sky's the limit. You can do it. You know, she started off, I think, as an assistant or as an intern or something like that. And now she got Shonda Land. So that's number 2 is Shonda Rhimes. Number 3, I'm going to go to my hoopers, just because I'm a hooper myself. I'm from Indianapolis, Indiana. I'm a Hoosier.
Circle City.
Yes. Okay. So Cheryl Miller. I know that name some may not know, but I hope y'all do know. I hope today I educate you about Cheryl Miller, who is the sister of NBA legend Reggie Miller, who outscored her brother, several times. He credits his sister on making him the excellent basketball player that he is today. Cheryl Miller scored over 100 points in a basketball game. Went to USC. She's just a true legend to me. And I don't even think Cheryl gets the flowers that she should receive. The reason the WNBA and everything is having the success that they're able to have today, the exposure, the money, the creds, is because Cheryl Miller kicked that door in first. So my third inspirational choice is the amazing Cheryl Miller.
That's a great choice. Revolutionized the sport. It's such a shame that in 96, if I remember, that's when the WA launched, 96, 97, no, 97, yes. 98. Yeah. And she missed, of course, she was an incredible analyst and commentator as well.
Mm-hmm.
I would love seeing her. And you know what she could do? She could do the sideline reporting gig as better as anybody I've ever seen, and the studio. She could kill it in the studio too. Yeah.
I think if I'm not correct, I stand to be corrected, but she's doing a lot with USC right now.
Yes.
Whenever I go to the USC games, I always see her. She always gives me the biggest hugs. She's just an incredible woman. And I just want people to start having her name on the tip of their tongue and us giving us her flowers. She's done a lot for those young girls now to get those contracts, to get those endorsements that are so long overdue. I adore Cheryl. I really do.
She's put herself on the front line, and maybe little 7 degrees of separation. I don't know if this would be the case, but when you said Indiana, I thought of my favorite Indiana University player, which was Isaiah Zeke.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Yes, all them Hoosiers. Child, we was cheering for Fernando.
Yes. Zeke in 81.
Yes,
and, you know,
incredible.
Who turned out to be one of the, for a while, Vivica, as you know this, turned out to be best friends with until the little falling out with Magic, who, of course, was a Laker.
Yes.
Montell, you saw Magic during the early days of Magic.
Of course.
Absolutely. Showtime, baby.
Oh, my God.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Man. And you know what the funny thing is about the 81, when Isaiah won the actual championship in 81, coach under Bobby Knight, this was a week after
Bobby Knight.
What's that? Yeah, Bobby Knight.
Yeah, I was thinking NBA, Detroit Pistons, bad boys.
Oh my God, what a team! What a team! Man, they don't make them like that anymore. That's for sure. In today's NBA, we know that, and the rugged style that used to be. But a week before Isaiah wins the championship with Indiana, Reagan almost gets assassinated by Hinckley, and then. Yeah, and then when people started, not to, we don't get political, but when people started rooting for a president that was almost assassinated, we saw the best of humanity until we realized once again that regardless of whether or not we think we've made advances when it comes to one demographic, another demographic suffers because he refused to say the word AIDS for years. He refused to do anything for the African American community for years. As governor of California, when he ran in 68, he said a lot of heinous things. And then when you fast forward 40 years later, because you brought up Obama, I'm thinking 40 years ago, we lost Martin Luther King at the Lorraine.
I know he almost made the list as well for me too, but I was like, I got to pick some girls. So
you know what,
great list. You know what I love is with your show is that you are teaching history. History can never be erased. There are others that may try, but history can never be erased, good or bad. It is history. It is to educate.
Amen to that.
That's right.
It's and Vivica and Montell, and we'll kick it over to Montell. The reason why I stopped teaching history years ago when I was working with Lionsgate part-time was because Diane Nash is still alive and she's a friend of mine. She's an original freedom writer. She walked with Martin Luther King, and I brought her in. It took a while, but I brought her in as a guest speaker. And my assistant principal, when I introduced her to her, just gave her like a little head nod. I go, that's what you're giving Diane Nash a head nod? Someone who did so much for civil rights? 2 days later, I put Frederick Douglass's name on the blackboard when people used to have actual blackboards they were writing on. And my principal's like, she's rushing me to get out of the classroom. I'm like, what did I do wrong? I finally get out of there. And she's like, you misspelled his last name. You put 2 S's. I deadpan. I go, it has 2 S's. I'm like, that's it. When our principals and educators don't know the real history, like the Buffalo Soldiers, and how to spell Frederick Douglass's name, I'm out. So
Wait, you educate me. You said Douglass has Frederick Douglass, 2 S's?
Yeah.
And I thought she was being like, I don't know if she was being whimsical, but I'm like, because she was getting also mad. I'm like, no, it has 2 S's, I told her. And You know what it is? Can I ask you guys a question? I grew up in a melting pot in New York City and spent my entire life in New York before moving to LA. Would you both agree, before I kick it over to Montell for his topic, would you both agree that it's downright necessary for children to experience a melting pot, to understand people and their cultures?
You taught me something today.
I think without question, Avi, we are so much better when we have different, diverse experiences in food and culture and all those different things are super, super important. I think it would just be really boring to just have just your line of sight, just your group of friends, just your community, just your this. And so I've been very fortunate, man, to not just have music communities and ministry communities, white communities, Black communities, Hispanic community. Like I love being immersed in, to me, what America, truly is and should represent.
Yes, agreed. Agreed.
So well said. It's the
I live in California, so I'm in a melting pot. So
yes,
I didn't have a choice. I came out here when I was 17 years old from Indiana, which was so kind of black and white. And I'm glad that I chose to come to California due to the fact that I got to embrace different cultures.
And I love how organized you are, Vivica, as well, because to manage the stress of a hectic schedule, do you still write down your routine like in a planner? That was
I do. I'm old school. Oh my God. How did you guess that?
I love it. Same circle.
No, I'm telling you, I get those little calendars. I make sure I go either to CVS or to Staples.
Yeah.
I still have to get them because I like to see.
Yeah.
I like to see. I don't want to put it in an electronic thing.
Sure.
It's like I like to see it. So if somebody tells me, "Oh, well, you were such a," wait a minute, hold up. Let me go to my calendar.
That's so smart on you because I think it alleviates like cognitive overload when you do something like that. So
I agree.
That's incredible.
I didn't know that was an old school thing. Apparently, my wife does the same thing. Like it's like a ledger. And so everybody's like, we're on the calendar, on the Google calendar. We got Skylight, all these things. Like, if it's not in this ledger, it's not happening.
It doesn't count. Montell, I concur. Same topic from Mr. Montell, Jordan. History inspires thrice. My friend, in this fun and hypothetical scenario, you're set to direct a documentary entitled Inspiration. If you could select 3 inspirational moments in history that would define this documentary by inspiring the masses, what 3 moments would you select and why? Whenever you're ready, the floor is yours, good sir.
Thank you very much, Avi, and thank you, Vivica. I would say for me, my first, you kind of alluded to in your introduction, it would be the year I was born, 1968 Olympics, Mexico City, gentleman by the name of Tommy Smith, the fastest man on the earth at one time. I want to say San Jose State, which they called Speed City. They used to wear the Loke sunglasses. They literally had a swagger that was just crazy. Leading into this journey where they take the podium as the gold and John Carlos as the bronze winners of the Olympic gold medal on that year. I think I go back to that moment and I look at it from not just an inspirational standpoint, but I think when I look at the aftermath of how the story is told historically, because this is my stepdad, it literally kind of breaks my heart that, literally, I think it was 51 years later, he finally got posted on a Wheaties box for the first time. And literally, you're talking half a century to fully be recognized for something that at the time was just so groundbreaking for Americans and for our nation, but it was looked at as something that was making it an advancement that did not seem like it was American. And so it was not just like a civil rights gesture, the raised fist. It was a human rights gesture. And I think back then, he definitely is a man that was ahead of his time. And that for me is an inspirational moment that to this day, I get the opportunity to actually hear bits and pieces of the story that's untold. And when I do that, it definitely inspires me. And I think the world would love to know the behind the scenes of the guy that did the gesture. And there are movies and there are things, books that he's written and information that's out there. But the content from a son that's able to sit down and talk to a father and get that information and pull those stories out, I think that's something that's inspirational to me. The second thing I think of as far as historical moments. It's not so much the moment, but I think it's how the story is told afterwards. I was in Los Angeles as a youngster, not that young, but as a young man when the Rodney King incident had taken place. And from that incident, how the story is told and how it is conveyed, what would happen weeks after that and months after that, that would lead up to what some people would call the LA riots, but me being in LA, they called it the LA uprising. When you're on the ground floor of what's actually happening in the middle of what is called a war zone, if you will, I was there. I was there riding on Crenshaw Boulevard and driving down Slauson, headed to my house. And I can remember the soot and the smoke in the air, the smell. I can remember seeing what was happening in the streets. And I can remember this feeling, which is going to be an interesting depiction of what I felt. But it was growing up in South Central LA, 4th Ave and Slauson, there was kind of this feel, and I won't call it imprisonment, but it felt like you were kind of confined to your blocks or to your neighborhood, or, you know, to what was happening with the, you know, with the police department at that time. It was like a lot of, it was just a very, very tense time. And then especially this powder keg led into this moment. But the moment I'm getting to in that was, I remember standing outside in front of my house on 4th Avenue for the first time with my dad and my younger brother. And we literally, for the first time I can remember, we were standing out in the front yard of the house, and we weren't afraid of a drive-by shooting. We weren't afraid that something was going to happen to us. It was as though whatever system was kind of pulled out of Los Angeles at that time, it somehow liberated everybody to feel like we're no longer in this imprisoned box. I can't fully explain it, but I can just say that during that time period, it was the first time I really felt like I was safe in my own neighborhood. And it was when they actually had pulled the National Guard, they pulled the police out of the city. And even while chaos was seemingly going on, it was the first time I think I felt safe in my own, you know, in my own neighborhood in that way. And then the third historical moment, I wouldn't say it is a famous historical moment, but it is a historical moment for me. And that is, I think I have an amazing dad, Elijah Jordan, who is my adoptive dad, who raised me from the time that I can remember. I have an amazing stepdad in Tommy Smith, who has been married to my mom now for, I think, the past maybe 22 years or so. I have a biological dad that I have never met. And from that standpoint, historically, I've been only able to put together kind of bits and pieces of, you know, I'm 57 years young now. And so having never met him, having never known all the circumstances behind my coming into the world, and just trying to put together a caricature or this kind of tapestry of who he might have been, is just, to me, I'm now a historical figure musically in what I do. And what brought me into the world is kind of this unknown factor that, to me, is just out there in the atmosphere somewhere as this unknown thing that I probably will never know. And even though I've got a great dad and I've got a great other dad, there's a biological piece that that doesn't exist for me. And from that standpoint, I think that is something that I think, from an inspirational standpoint, I feel like I've got an adoptive dad, I got a stepdad, I got a father in heaven. And even with 3 amazing dads, you can still find little pieces of incompleteness in yourself by not knowing a part of the heritage DNA wise of where you come from. And so, like I said, great dads, outstanding men. I don't feel like I'm lacking anything from all of those men, and from a God who I consider to be my father. And even in the light of that, there still can be just a little something that feels like it's missing. You know, when I look at myself, I'm unable to see the face of the person that I probably look like the most.
That makes sense. You know, when you were bringing that up, the question I wanted to ask in real time was, do you think there's a difference between, or can a person feel complete while still feeling that there's something missing? I know how that sounds, but can that be? Can those things coexist, Montell and Vivica?
Absolutely. I mean, I think Montell just explained that perfectly.
Yeah.
You know, that he had a fulfilled life with two dads, not one, but two dads, but still that one missing piece.
Yeah.
I mean, I just have a question. Your biological dad has never reached out? Your mom? Y'all never had that conversation of who he was?
It is a long story.
Wow.
And we're from a generation where what happens in the house stays in the house. It's just kind of that, you know, I think it's I don't want to say it's a historical thing, but I think it's a cultural thing that sometimes families have the things that nobody else knows. It's family business.
Yeah.
And so when I became of age to the point of, you know, I didn't find out I was adopted until I was 16 years old.
Wow.
And so from that standpoint, you know, I find out that I'm adopted, and then it's like the world, it's like the scales fall off your eyes, and literally everybody around me knew, like church members knew, other family members knew, but I never knew. And so my dad never loved me, you know, differently. And so I just never knew. I can remember kids when I would grow up, they would, you know, say, you know, how come you don't look like your daddy? And I was like, because I look like my mama, you know, and I even joke to this day. I joke to this day, my mom, I say, I'm like, you know, you look like me, right? Yeah, so I do think it is possible to have something complete and maybe have something missing. But I've, you know, during the years of the internet, you know, coming into play and places to be able to search and find and do things like that. We tried probably a long time ago to locate, you know, to be able to even know if he's even alive. But it's just kind of one of those things to where you just kind of got to leave it where it was left.
So just in closing, real quick.
Yeah, sure.
It just surprises me because usually you become an international star. That's when the real daddy pop up.
Yeah.
So to know that never happened with your story is really interesting.
Yeah. I think that, and I'll say this because I have not publicly said this before. I would imagine just from the pieces I put together that I was young and maybe a year, maybe possibly 2 years. And in that time period, you got to look at, you're talking the 60s, late 60s. My mom was a teenage mom. She had me, you know, I think a couple of days before her 18th birthday. And in a time period where culturally you got someone pregnant and you didn't want to get married or whatever, it was kind of like this, listen, you're gonna do the right thing. You're gonna marry my daughter. And I think maybe when that didn't happen, it kind of caused well, if you're not gonna do this, then you won't ever see your child. And so
you turned it into an incredible man. So
yeah, well, thank you.
I concur. I concur.
I appreciate that.
And you have this attitude of gratitude which shines through. And I want to say that, you know, Vivica, correct me if I'm wrong, Montell, you know, you talked about coming out on top. It's a bonus, really. You know, two fathers, your granddad, that saxophone, when he gave that to you, I mean, I got to ask you a question. When he gave you that saxophone, did you ever think that might lead to some amazing discovery, which initially, of course, receiving something like that, maybe it's not common for a child to receive a saxophone, but you took to it and then you were on your journey.
Yeah.
Yes, and here's the funny story behind that.
Yeah.
My dad actually got me a clarinet first.
Oh,
the little black clarinet. And I got clarinet, and I was so bored with that clarinet. But because I said I wanted to play it in the band at school and everything, my dad was like, "No, you're gonna play this clarinet." And so I was miserable, bro. I was miserable.
Yeah.
And I happened to be at my grandfather's house. Wesley Jordan and Josie Jordan, who are now both passed away, on 11th Ave and 54th Street. And I was at the house and in this back kind of music room where he played guitar. And I think at some point, because of either diabetes or something, his fingers, he wasn't able to play guitar anymore.
Sure.
But he always reminded me of like a B.B. King or something like that. And I was, when he found out that I was playing clarinet, he gave me a saxophone. And when I got the saxophone, the fingering is exactly the same as a clarinet, except it's a different color. And it's got this shapely hook on the top and neck, and it's got this nice little bottom. And it was a sexy instrument. And so even though it was the same fingering and movements as a clarinet, just the saxophone just was sexy for me. And I wouldn't say that as a kid, but as a grown man, the alto sax is a sexy instrument. So I took to it immediately.
That's a good way of putting it. That's kind of like the comparison for me between a French fry and a baked potato. You put a you give me a French fry, I'm all about it, but I'm looking at a baked potato. I'm like, I don't want this. This doesn't look right. But
and I'm just the opposite. I love me a good old baked potato.
Yeah, they're great.
Sour cream, a little chive.
Sour cream and chive. There you go. That's right.
French fries.
I'm a fry guy.
Yeah,
I'm with Avi. I'm a fry guy.
Okay, guys.
This is great because, again, I want everyone to know that we want to know what your historical moments are, so you can type that in the comment section. Let us know. The best part of doing this is we learn. We learn from you. We yearn to learn. Before I move over to topic number 2, I do want to play a brief memorial video of those we've lost along the journey that have been part of this journey. And then it's our final topic. And then we will be off to the races for our final topic. Vivica will, of course, lead the way with topic number 2. But this is a moment, guys and gals and pals watching, that we memorialize those who we've lost along the way. Can we count the accolades in this man's resume? Probably not. There are too many. Let's welcome a humble, talented, sincere, and kind man. Last name Wilkins, first name Lenny.
Hey, Avi.
How are you, man?
Wow. I didn't expect all that.
Well, you deserve it. Off the court. The number is staggering. Once more, I think of the word many. So please put your hands together for a humble, down-to-earth, kind human being. Last name Wilkins, first name Lenny. Lenny, welcome, my friend.
Hey, Avi, thank you. I couldn't believe all that,
First name Lenny. Lenny, welcome, my friend, to the celebrity tournament.
Well, thank you for having me, and I'm excited about it. I'm looking forward to this. It should be fun, and listen, anytime there's a challenge, I'm here. We need to really have a wake-up call. And the fact that I got to know Dr. King just grabs me by the chest every time that I think about that. So I think Joe.
Mr. Lenny Wilkins votes for Mr. Joe Montaigne.
So I want us to have a better world. And I think when we're able to help each other, then we make it much better for each other.
Well, I'm going to celebrate you and what you stand for all the time. You have a friend in me, my friend, from the heart. Lenny, did you have a nice time?
I had a good time. Thank you so much. And you guys take care.
You got it. Have a great weekend, my friend.
Okay. Thank you so much. It's so important to help people enjoy their life.
Yeah.
And let and to help them understand that they can make a difference.
I like that. Do you agree that it starts with a smile?
I think so. I think it would help.
Trio of options for Gallagher, more underrated than why? Sauerkraut, Henry Kissinger's deep soothing voice, or dogs wearing sweaters?
I like dogs wearing sweaters.
Did you have fun?
Yeah. I haven't done an interview in 20 years.
Mr. Sizemore, first name Tom. Wow. How are you, my friend? I could turn the volume lower if you'd like next time. If you'd like me to do that, Tom, I could do that.
with something else. I don't know what I can do now.
Oh, please.
That was terrific, man.
Thank you, my friend. I appreciate that. And what, as charming as a guy that you are, man, and as honest as a guy as you are, and as down to earth as a guy as you are, you played a character that isn't so down to earth named Scrooge in college. You played Scrooge, and of course, I feel like a thespian should rely on their instinct. Do you feel like you rely on your instinct a lot as a storyteller as well?
I mean, playing Scrooge at that young an age was, when I think about it now, only way I could have done it is I was relying on my instincts. You know, I could have done it any other way. Okay.
More underrated and why? Unicycles, Italian men named Skippy, or sophisticated dinosaurs?
What? More sophisticated dinosaurs?
Yeah,
I want to say the sentence. Italian men named Skippy. I just want to say.
Yes. Yeah, Italian men named Skippy.
I just want to say the sentence. Italian men named Skippy.
Yeah, something you'll never hear. Yeah. Did you have fun? Did you have a nice time?
I had a great time. It was ball.
Yeah, man.
I want to do it again. This is great. I just think it's going to be, a lot of fun for people. I don't think people like this on the air. I don't think really. No, there isn't. I just think it's going to be I'm very interested in how people respond to it. Because I know it's going to be interesting and see if people tune in and stay tuned in. And I really hope they do. And I'm all yours, bro. Let's go out and make this work. All right. I'll talk to you soon. Okay. Bye.
I teach a workshop, and one of my students finally said about my class about iambic pentameter. He finally said, I got it. And he was excited. And it was both his elation and those 3 words that make it worthwhile, right?
Amen. You got it. But I think I've got to have equally passionate people involved in the production of it. That passion will override any reservations anybody has as to the show's potential for entertainment or education.
Did you feel as if transitioning to the stage and performing live theater was a natural fit for you?
Yes, I did. I always felt very comfortable on stage, more so on stage than I did in film or television. So I'm looking forward to you, Avi, giving me your thoughts and your input, because as I told you, that piece that you sent me is, I love good writing, and I think
Thank you,
that's
sir.
been my career. And this is a beautiful piece of writing, as I said. I'm referring to the piece that you wrote me. You're onto something because you're a writer. You're a creative force, and I want to hook up.
Thank you so much for those kind words, guys. Thank you for being you, my friend. I appreciate you and respect you wholeheartedly.
And that goes double for me to you, Ivy.
There's Pop. Yeah, a little Elvis thing going on.
Sure did.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
John Amos, that's another dad I had. Didn't even know he was on there.
Right. Did you both have a chance to work or meet John Amos before?
I didn't have a chance to work with him, but I was definitely a fan. And
Sure.
whenever you would see him light up the screen, his presence.
Yeah.
I mean, you almost felt like that was Dad from Good Times,
Yeah.
So, and then he went on to the big screen, and did
That's right.
great. I mean, in Coming to America, then he was
Yes.
funny.
Yeah.
He has so many different aspects. So to
Mr.
hear
McDowell.
him say that he was more comfortable on the stage instead
Right.
of the screen was really surprising.
Yeah, he took to it after he played football and he got injured. He played professionally. He had nothing to do other than find himself. And he said he walked into some random play in Canada. He was playing the CFL. And then he found his calling. He goes, I want to do what they're doing. And he goes, I didn't mind being cast in even television projects before Roots that were not even supporting. They were featured, and he worked his way up, and he loved doing it. And when his character died on Good Times, I shed a tear. When we found out through the phone call, that phone call, and we found out I think it was a car. I lost it.
That was the damn moment right there.
Yeah, it was. A little trivia. They were shooting, because Vivek, you brought this up. They were shooting Coming to America in Queens Boulevard, Queens, New York. And that was the first time I met him. Little would I know I'd be writing for him like 25 years later. I'm a little kid, and I see they turned the Wendy's into a McDowell's. It was a Wendy's. The PAs are there and everything else, and
Oh
John's
my
just out there.
gosh.
He was hanging out with Eric
Whoever they
LaSalle.
were.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
I love that.
Quick question for you before we get into topic 2, Vivica, which is our last one. Do you and Montell, do you guys find sometimes any moments to talk to people who aren't here anymore? When, you know, a soliloquy, if you will, when you're home alone, do you ever, it doesn't have to be out loud, but do you ever speak to people who've passed on that mean a lot to you?
Absolutely. Every time there's a full moon, I think it's my dad saying, hey.
Oh.
Yeah, my dad, I think it's 3 people. My dad, my uncle, Melvin, and my nephew, Devon, because they all passed within 3 months of each other.
Sure.
And so whenever there's a full moon, I think of the 3 of them. And I'm like, oh, y'all up there having a good time tonight, huh?
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, I
That's
do.
beautiful.
And then, or then just sometimes when it's the full moon, my dad. But it always starts with my dad for it to be a full moon. I don't know if it's the brightness or the rays.
Sure.
Or that it's so full that I think of my dad, but he's the first person that comes to mind.
Wow, that's like a full moon. That's a beautiful story.
Yeah.
For me, I would say that, you know, my mom, my wife's dad passed away 2 years ago.
Okay.
And we called him Turtle. His name was Arturio, but none of his grandkids could say Arturio, so they called him Turtle. So he became Grandpa Turtle. And so upon his passing, it's just kind of like anytime we're somewhere and we see a turtle or a picture of a turtle or something like that, I wouldn't say we talk to him, but we do acknowledge, okay, you're probably, you know, watching over us and
sure.
knowing that we're thinking of you at that time. So yep, turtles for us.
That's so cool. And like now we know about Turtle, which is cool. And Vivica, your dad's name was William?
William E. Fox.
William, yeah. Yeah, getting to know them through these stories is cool. I know it sounds sappy. I'd rather be sappy than cynical in life, but you do keep their memory alive that way by talking about them. And then you ever like lose yourself talking about your loved ones who are gone in such a way where you know those little details resonate with you. But then when you're looking at your audience, your listeners, your friends, your family, whoever's in the room with you, all of a sudden you see them smiling, like you now introduce them to your loved one.
Yeah.
Beyond the physical realm. Now they get to know them spiritually. It's beautiful.
Well, can I tell you, I just recently did a post celebrating my dad's birthday.
Oh.
And I was shocked how many views and how many people sent me messages. You know, you've always spoken so highly of your dad. You know, rest in peace, Mr. Fox. You know, happy heavenly birthday, Mr. Fox. Like I was like, I remember my daddy.
Yeah.
It touched my heart. It really did. Because he was a good dude. He was a good dude. He was my best friend.
Wow.
I miss his hugs. I miss him calling me at 7 o'clock in the morning, telling me, get up. I'm not going to wake you up. Get up. It's your daddy.
Similar. Yeah. My pop would call me up every day. And he goes, and I'm a positive guy, but he goes, hey, you're awake? I go, yeah. He goes, good. I just make sure that your day is set. You set the tone for being alive. You woke up. That's already a good thing.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then he'd hang up. Just like that. No, hey, Dad, wait.
It's like they just need to let you know they're your dad and they can do it. Yeah. And you wake up for them.
Yes.
Yeah.
When you talked about your dad, it reminded me that my wife's dad, who is another dad to me, which is funny. He called me, pretty much. Yeah. He called me Fave, short for favorite. He said that I was his favorite son-in-law. It just so happens I was his only son-in-law, but I still was his fave. And he was an ABC cameraman for most of his life. And so he worked with ABC and he used to film like the Wide World of Sports. And he did all of those shows, you know, a lot of the NFL stuff like that. And so he won an Emmy for his filming of the Olympics. And so, so it's just kind of interesting that this is a guy who also was Arturio Hudson, who was an Emmy winner and another really good man.
Well, I respect, and I'd like to think that William and Arturio, they're here with us in spirit. They're watching us right now. They're
my daddy right there.
Oh wow, okay.
In the house, looking, smiling.
That's
one of my favorite pictures. And the fact that you then said the thing about sports, my dad introduced us to sports. We're the Matrix today, guys.
We're the Matrix. No, I do hear my pop though screaming, "Hey, shave that goatee!" I know he's screaming at me right now. I know I'm dead. I'll get rid of the ponytail before I get rid of the goatee. I promise you that.
Really? Why?
It's got to
That's
go.
a
It's just got to go. It's time. I think it's time. I think so.
For you to cut your hair or the goatee?
I think I'll get rid of this old thing before I get rid of the goatee, to be honest with you.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
definitely. Nowadays, guys like the hair. The hair thing is in. So yeah, I agree with you.
It took me 26 years to get this going, so I ain't getting rid of it.
And look like you've got a lot of hair. It'll grow back quickly.
There you go.
Like it's just time to do a new look.
I appreciate, this. I'm telling you, look at, well, no, wait a minute. Hold on. That's fashion. That's
wrap.
No,
It's
that's
a wrap.
well. That's right. That's right. You listen, I don't think I even have to say this, but I'm going to say it anyway. I don't think there was, I've dated a lot of amazing human beings, a lot of great women in my life who were intelligent and smart and strong. I don't think there was one of them who was not a Montell Jordan fan. I don't think one of them.
You got great taste in women, my friend. I can tell you that right now.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
And you know what's so great? They keep reintroducing your song, Montell.
Wow.
I always hear it on a jingle or something. I guess that's why it's just like I feel like I know you. Because you never leave us,
That's a good way of putting it, Vivica.
Yeah.
I love that. We call it mailbox money. You know,
right. That.
we love the mailbox money. So funny story. We were sitting watching the Super Bowl, and watching, and they had two Backstreet Boys commercials in the Super Bowl ads or whatever. And so I know some of the guys, and so I texted. I was like, "Y'all 2 for 2," and it was super awesome. And then right near the end of the Super Bowl, a commercial comes on for a television show. And they played my song, and I was like, I'm one for one.
Yes, keep it going. Man, a lot of your stuff that came out, of course, 97 as well. I was talking about it when I was reading your intro. One of these days, I'd love to bring you back and talk about everything from A to Z, because you and Vivica, like I said, you guys are still trucking along, doing legendary things as you two do, which is why we're on right now. Before we delve into topic number 2, ask Vivica first and Montell second. What you have coming down the pike, Vivica, because there's a lot going on right now.
Yeah, 2026 is kicking off.
Yeah.
Amazing. I just came from Pennsylvania launching my new spring collection for HSN, the Vivica A Fox spring collection that went amazing. Thanks to all my girls out there that want to rock my looks. That said yes to the dress. I have a new film that's going to be coming out, Is God Is, with Sterling K. Brown, Janelle Monáe, Erica Alexander, Kara Young, and Mallory Williams. That's going to be dropping in March. And I got another big surprise, but y'all gonna have to see in the next couple weeks. I got to keep it quiet. But when it comes out, y'all gonna be like, "That's what she couldn't tell us." I start working on that next week. And wait a minute. Oh, and this weekend, how could I forget it? I've got a new film dropping on Lifetime Movie Network, The Wrong Baby Daddy. Now, y'all know Vivica's a filmmaker now. So y'all got to tune in if y'all like The Wrongs. So Wrong is Right. We got a new one coming out this weekend, The Wrong Baby Daddy. Y'all see it on mine. Go to @Miss Vivica Fox. I'm going to be talking all about it in the next couple of days.
I implore people to check that out this coming weekend. When you talked about your line, I thought about I think 2015 or 16, where you had the Vivica Fox collection by Poetic Justice Jeans.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah,
like 10 years ago about
Yeah. I have. And then I forgot, I got the Vivica A Fox hair collection too. So thank y'all for rocking those cap dudes. I'm rocking around right now. Y'all do right by y'all, girl. I love y'all.
Well, you guys don't need the hat game, but you wear it so well, Mr. Montell, Miss Vivica Fox. And Montell, you've got a lot coming down the pike as well, good sir.
Absolutely. Well, thank you very much. Mostly what we've been pouring our life into is a documentary. Most people know, some don't. I'm now a 2-time cancer survivor. I was diagnosed with early first-stage prostate cancer January of 2024, had a full radical prostatectomy surgery in November of 2024, spent about 10 months. And then last year, right as prostate cancer awareness was coming out, and I was an ambassador for Zero Prostate Cancer, I found out that I had some reemergent prostate cancer in my left lymph node and in my prostate bed. And so I went and I had some proton therapy, 37 rounds. It took 7.5 weeks. Probably one of the most difficult things I'd ever done in my life, but one of the most necessary things. Christmas Day 2025, we got the undetected call from the doctors saying I'm all clear. I'm now a 2-time cancer survivor, and we've been documenting the entire 2-year journey. So the documentary is called Sustain. We're headed to the film festivals this year in 2026, editing, finishing up everything right now. It's going to be an amazing, amazing, amazing story. It's not just a medical journey, but it's a love story of how me and my family navigate this journey. And so if people are interested not only in looking for the upcoming Sustain documentary, you can also go to sustainthemovie.com to find out more about that documentary. And so that's pretty much what we've been working on. And my wife and I have been married now for 31 years. To each other, 31 to each other.
Yeah.
And we, on April 7th, 2026, are launching the This Is How We Do Marriage podcast.
Oh.
And we got some excellent people who are going to be on with us. We are dropping jewels and tools for people to be able to get truth about marriage, tools to help them through their marriage, tenacity to maintain marriage, and teamwork that makes the dream work. And so they can look up the This Is How We Do Marriage podcast. Those are the 2 big things that we're working on right now.
I'm such a believer in your triumph, because when I think about your journey, Montell, honestly, because when we spoke on the phone and you were talking about that, I like to listen and, again, zip the lip and process. We spend our lives building homes.
Yeah.
And then one day we realize it's built inside of us. It's here. That's where our home is.
Yeah.
And that's the perseverance that you have. And Vivica, with your strength, you don't like to take your roses, but you should, because I brought this up full circle when I brought you in earlier. The way you're able to give back to people, and it starts with a smile. Sometimes that actually takes courage to do when you're having a bad day, because the human mind is always going to find something wrong. But the fastest way out of suffering is appreciation.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Gratefulness.
Agreed. 100%. I do a lot of motivational speaking.
Sure.
Last year, I went on tour, the Women's Expo tour, and what I loved was just the reactions.
Yeah.
I told them, I'd love for y'all to see me. I don't always want to be just on a screen or doing an interview.
Sure.
I want y'all to see me. I want to give you a hug. I want to let you know I've been through trials and tribulations too. This is a journey. Okay.
Yes.
A lot of people, because we're still here, we do kind of make it look easy sometimes. Everyone thinks nowadays that they can just swipe to success.
Right.
And I say to my young girls out there, I said, a career is built. A moment is just a swipe. You want to have a career. You want to make something that no one can ever take away from you, that you built. And so, I tell them, do the work. Don't be afraid to do the work, and know that it takes sacrifice and commitment and belief in yourself. So I really think that I know, especially from meeting Montell and getting to know him a little bit better today, that that's what we represent.
Yeah.
And
absolutely.
It's positive. I just feel such positive vibes today. I really do.
Thank you. I swear that's why I do this thing. I already had a career. This was about being able to put good out into the what you put out is what you get in. And you're right about what you said about TikTok. Forget about TikTok.
Yeah.
You guys want your rock, then be patient with the clock. The clock ain't going anywhere. It's gonna keep ticking. That's the only tick you need, not the TikTok.
That was good. That was good. Well, it's just nowadays there's
you should be a writer.
Okay? A little bit. But there's just such different ways to fame that we never saw coming.
Yeah.
That we never knew that people could sit at home and make a living.
So true.
Through like the internet. Like we had to get out, audition, go to shows, do talent shows, do all kind of things for people to discover us.
Sure.
Pass on gem says. It's different, but the base of doing the work and building a career will never change.
No, that will never change. That's a constant. It's a constant. It's refreshing.
Can I add on to that, Avi, just because you're saying that, because your expertise and 10 toes down in film, Vivica, I've been doing the same thing in music, and exactly what you're saying is so true, because just like TikTok, there's with AI, there's this fast tracking ability of being able to do something that, you know, when I was writing songs and writing material and coming from the heart, being inspired by God to create certain things, now it's like anybody literally has the access to try and create by giving prompts into a place. But now trying to find out, for me, even as accomplished as I am musically, immediately when I hear something, I immediately go to, is this a moment?
Oh my gosh. They got AI singers. Didn't an AI singer just win a Grammy?
You're right. You're right, Vivica.
Award?
Yeah. They won an award. Yeah, it was
All on the
AI.
Billboard charts, killing it. Songwriters, billions of streams, millions of streams. And so from that standpoint, and listen, I'm all for technology. I love my mama's home cooked food, and I like my microwave. I like them both, right? because they both serve a purpose.
Yes.
But when it comes to certain things, I think like matters of the heart, we have to just be careful of, you know, I got anybody that's just like, man, I'm going to start my side hustle of creating songs, and it's like that's not really what it is. That's business, but that's not art.
I totally
like
respect and admire what you just said. You're 100% right. You can't race to success. It's not a sprint. It's a marathon. You're right. It's going to be a long, long way there. But hey, enjoy the ride. Guys and gals and pals who are watching us right now, we hope you're enjoying. Thank you again for being 8 million strong. This is our final topic. I'll kick it over to Miss Vivica Fox first. I'll read it out loud. It's a very, maybe perhaps simple, but something that I've been thinking about lately a lot. I call this one a whisper is all it takes. Vivica, if you could pick one word in the English language that is more impactful when whispered rather than when spoken out loud, which word would it be and why? Whenever you're ready, the floor is yours, my friend.
Accountability. And I say accountability because I became a much better woman when I became accountable for my actions and the results of my actions. It seemed like for a while I kept running into the same brick wall over and over when it came to sometimes relationships or professional things that I was like, how come I didn't get it? Or how come it didn't happen this way for me? When I sat down, looked in the mirror, and became accountable for all of my actions, good and bad, I became a much better person. Because when you operate in transparency and truth, the best will come. And for me, I had seasons of shedding where I had to be accountable for allowing certain things, certain people to come into my life that had me miserable, that were weighing me down. And when I became accountable and I had seasons of shedding where some people had to go, my life has become so much happier, so much more fulfilled. And I think accountability will also work in our world today because so many people want to hold others responsible for their actions. So for me, the word that whispered that means so much is accountability.
That's one of the most mature things anyone could say.
Well, thank you. I'm trying to step into my full womanhood. I really am.
You jumped into that thing with both feet right there.
You did. I've learned more from you
know
than
what?
the textbook.
It was tough. It was tough.
I can imagine.
And the main thing too is I didn't like being by myself. I used to always think I was such a social butterfly. You know, we're performers. And I was like, some stuff. Excuse me.
It's okay.
Some things got to change. And so for me, it was accountability.
Accountability. What a strong word. It's so necessary today. Thank you for bringing that one word up. 100%. Mr. Montell Jordan, if you could pick one word in the English language that's more impactful when whispered rather than spoken out loud, which word would it be and why? Whenever you're ready, the floor is yours, good sir.
Yeah, I thought about this a while. And I think the word that really stood out to me, Avi, is worthy. Worthy. I think we're in a time where identity is, it's been said that comparison is a killer because people are always comparing their lives to social media. They're swiping, they're looking at this person's. And I think when it comes to social media, we find that it's supposed to be a billboard, and people treat it like a diary. And from that standpoint, we're constantly comparing ourselves to someone else, to someone else's best moments. And I think when it comes to identity, it's not what you do that determines who you are. It's who you are that determines what you do. And I think part of being comfortable with who you are is being able to hear, you're worthy.
Yes.
You're worthy. For me, hearing that quietly is different from the accolades of someone screaming it out or applauding or even giving a great award that you receive, where someone is celebrating you. I think it's in that quiet, still moment, or even ministry-wise, let's say the still small voice, where you can hear God not in the fire, not hear him in the wind, not hear him in the storm, but in that quiet, still small voice, when you can hear, you're worthy. That to me means you're not working for God's grace, or you're not working for approval. You're working from approval. And so, being that I know I'm worthy, I'm working already approved, so I don't have to need man's approval or anyone else's approval, because I've already been approved. And I think worthy to me is the name that, if you hear that to me, as a pastor, from the one who is worthy, really only one who is worthy, him saying that to me, or him saying that to Vivica, or him saying that to you, Avi, I mean, that's a whisper literally from heaven that means more, because it's coming from an audience of one to hear, Vivica, you're worthy. Avi, you're worthy. And to not just be from somebody that's a peer or somebody that gives you accolades, but to hear it from the one who created you, that you're worthy. I mean, to me, that's the word that is most impactful for me when whispered. Because watch this, in order to hear a whisper, you got to be close, right? And all accolades, shouting from mountaintops and rooftops and microphones, all of that. In order for you to hear a whisper, that means you're close. And I love that.
Wow. This is why, they say this is how we do it. This is why I do it, Montell.
Yeah.
I do this show because I don't wait for wisdom. And you and Vivica and all our great guests have provided, I got the best seat in the house, because I'm listening, I'm absorbing everything you're saying. And it means so much to me. It means the world to me. And, I think that you and Vivica have shown us, and this is obviously something people close to you already know, you're not just go-getters. You're certainly ambitious. There's no doubt about it. You're supremely talented, disciplined, and seasoned and knowledgeable. You're not just go-getters. You're go-givers.
Yeah.
You're go-givers. You give a lot of.
You can't just take from your community.
No.
You
No,
can't.
you give,
to
you
those
give.
who give you so much,
Yeah.
you can't just take and not pour back in. There has to be reciprocity.
And I had the basketball hoop head in me. Instead of being in science class, I'd be outside. You brought up Big Game James. You brought the word worthy, so of course I'm thinking of Big Game
worthy,
James.
Yeah.
Big Game James needs to be brought up a bit more, I think.
That's right.
I do want to say this before we depart right now, because we're about to. I have a tribute video for Vivica and for Montell. It's about a minute, kind of like a trip down memory lane type video. But
my goodness.
Yeah, you'll enjoy it. 60 seconds. But Vivica and Montell, anything you'd like to tell each other before we bid each other adieu?
I would just like to say to you, Montell, what a wonderful man you are. I mean, I've gotten to know you today more than ever before. What I thought I knew, you're a good man. I forgot about the cancer thing, even though I remember. But the fact that you went through it twice and you stayed strong, the fact that you're a good husband and you're celebrating decades of marriage, child. I can't get them to stay at all, child. So you give me hope. You have inspired me. You touched my heart. I almost started crying. And I'm such a crybaby, but you worthy just really touched me, because I'm in a chapter of my life of appreciation and being grateful and continuing to grow into all the woman that I want to be. But you're an incredible man, and I'm glad that we spent this time together getting to know each other a little bit better. I wish you the best with your future projects, with your podcast. Just continue to be all you can be, because you are amazing.
Thank you so much, Vivica. And I got to say, I literally feel like in this time we've spent together, I feel like I've found a lost sister. I felt like I found a lost sister of mine, and I'm just grateful for our time together. Once again, I feel like I know you because I've watched you and I've loved you from afar, and now I get to love you from a near, and I'm just super grateful for Avi giving us. You talk about these seats here, but he's really created a table for us to have these seats. We don't have to bring controversy. We can just literally have conversation and just enjoy each other. And I can learn about your dad, and I can learn about your life and the things that are important to you that I believe are relevant to what people are thinking and what they are feeling and experiencing. And so just being with you today, it just kind of confirms what I always thought I would have felt in meeting you. And although we haven't met like in person yet, I feel like God would give us this moment just to be like, this will suffice till we get to meet each other in person. So I give that to you, and super grateful. And I know some people, I know some guys, some godly men that might be Vivica A. Fox echelon type of men. So
everybody is concerned about my love life. I tell you that.
The matchmaker portion of the show. There you go.
Okay, did you just slide that in real quick?
Just looking out for my sister. That's all. Just looking out for my sister.
Man, Mr. Montell Jordan, man, you are a class personified. I have a tribute video for you coming up. I'll put you backstage for one moment and then play your video, my friend. I'm going to play Vivica Fox's video. Thank you, my friend, for hanging out here and for saying such pleasant things. That means a lot to me. And Vivica, a trip down memory lane from me to you.
Oh, okay. Let's do it.
Yes, you are. No one's told you today. What an athlete. You are an incredible athlete.
Okay, high people.
Yeah. Arlington High School.
That's the first time. That's it.
Yeah. That's 3. That's rest. God rest his soul. What a man. Curve. Forrest. Irvin. My friend, your presence is a present. I want you to know that. Did you have a nice time?
Always.
That's great.
Always. You know, your energy is just, it's energizing. It's a good time.
Thank you.
And you're full of positive energy. I love what you do.
Thank you so
I
much.
love chatting with you.
Likewise.
Today I learned something about you. You're a daddy's boy. So you
am.
love your dad, and I want your dad look like Elvis.
Yes, he definitely did. And we got to learn more about William as well. And you, Vivica, thank you so much for carving out time and being here. You're an inspiration. And I'm going to shout. I know a whisper's powerful. I'm going to shout that from the mountaintops so the world could hear. You're an inspiration. Thank you for being you, my friend.
You're welcome. And how about this? I won't say goodbye. I'll say until next time.
I like that. I'll see you next time.
All right, darling.
Vivica Fox. What Montell, what a class act. She's so class personified. Everything about her, to me, it gives me hope, like in humanity, in the sense that when you meet someone for the first time, within 30 seconds, without judging, you could tell their energy. You can tell what they represent. They don't have to say a word. It could be nonverbal sometimes. And that's how Vivica comes across. The first time she was on with Antonio Davis, her nonverbal energy was so welcoming. It comes across. It's authentic. You picked up on that as well.
Absolutely. And when I think, like, there are some matriarchs, there are some staples in our industry, like the Felicia Rashads and things like that.
Sure.
And to me, I think Vivica is headed that direction with a continued career, with different businesses and the way she speaks, and the meaning, just her energy and her beauty. It's infectious, man.
It really is.
That was a great day for me.
It really is. And the two of you together is a great week.
Thank you.
My
man.
week can't go wrong now because the two of you again. And I think this is not understated. I feel like you guys put your heart out there and really sharing something with the world. I think we could show people can have a nice time, have some laughs, and at the end of the day, you know, we don't have to give in to what society represents today by being divisive. We don't have to do that and claw at each other's throats because people have different ideologies. Why not just get to know the person and say, tell me about your pop. Were you close to your mom? What hobbies you like? I mean, let's go back to the basics. And you get that. And in our conversation we had over the phone, again, I felt like I actually saw you in front of me. And that's maybe it's the writer in me, but that doesn't happen every day. When you're on the phone, I got to see you without seeing you, if that makes sense. So
I feel the same way, man. And I feel like we kind of knew coming in that it's one thing to deal with a person's politics, but why not just deal with a person? And I think that's what we get to do here. You've introduced me to a whole world, or a table you've built where people can just sit down and see each other and be human and enjoy each other. And I mean, what other place does Montell Jordan and Vivica Fox get to come and talk about our dads, or talk about your dad? And, just a beautiful, beautiful time today.
I'm so glad you're a part of it, my friend. It means a lot to me that you are. And this is also a trip down memory lane, my friend, from me to you.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. %.
Let's do it.
Yep.
Oh. Ooh, got the same smile.
Had the same smile.
Hey. Wow.
I love the shirt.
Yeah.
Doug Christie.
Yeah. Roommate, college roommate.
Right.
Second album.
Yeah.
Wow, my Sammy. Ooh. My baby. Great shot right there. Classic. And my mama. Hi, mommy. Yeah, third album. My mom.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Hey.
There we go. An anthem. An anthem.
Sir. I grow the beard back. I like that.
Looks good on you. There's Lovitz there.
Yeah. Oh wow, I remember that.
Yeah. AJ Styles, I think.
Oh. Good guy.
Harvey. Jack.
Vin Diesel. Yeah.
Look, Rick. Great story. Beautiful family. Man, thank you for making your voice so important by giving people a choice. Your voice gives people a choice. You need to know that, my friend. I know you're as humble as apple pie, there's no doubt. But your story and your journey, I believe the second half of this journey is going to be more impactful. And you're with us. And not only did you survive, man, you thrive. You thrive.
Thank you, Bobby.
I want you to know something beyond the lights. And I'll tell Vivica the same thing here. If you guys need me as your friend, you already have that no matter what. But if you need anything from me or want anything from me, or if I could just be an ear, I'm there for you anytime.
I appreciate that, Avi. And thank you for amplifying these voices that we have. Like I said, your platform, man, you grassroots, man, you're building it from the ground up. And I'm super grateful to be connected to you, not just as a person that does this, but more so as a guy that we can be friends moving forward. I love that.
That's exactly right. And you know what? Because, you know, if that's the case, maybe in a future episode, I'm going to talk about the days where you and Doug Christie, so you would hang sheets all over the place in college. So you would drown out the noise. You'd be in the room singing constantly. There'd be days and nights where Doug would come home and you'd be in there doing your thing.
Yeah.
Doug Christie and Montell Jordan in college doing their thing. One person working on craft and beats on a keyboard, the other honing his skills on a basketball court. That's a story.
Right.
That's a story.
Right. Yeah, maybe we'll get him on the show.
Also 6'8", if I'm not mistaken. 6'8", also, I think.
6'7".
6'7". You got it.
I got him by an inch.
My friend, thank you so much for being you, and I will talk to you later.
Thank you, Avi. God bless you, man.
God bless you. Mr. Montell Jordan, Vivica Fox, thank you both for being here. And to our audience right now, to let you guys know as we depart, please go back and listen to Montell and listen to Vivica, because everything they said might seem simple, but sometimes we ignore the simple. Don't ignore the simple. Don't ignore the simple. The basics, the foundations. Love your parents. Try to understand them. Understand your neighbor. Don't lead with hatred. Don't lead with bigotry. There's no reason for that. We all bleed the same. So guys and gals and pals, I now turn it over to all of you.
Wow.
I think I'm going to cry.
Whoa!
I do. I think this was really touching and sweet, and we're used to the big bombastic and the big energy, and everyone wants to win, and that was there tonight too. But there was just this underlying gratefulness, gratitude, appreciation, and I have so many tears of happiness welling up at the corner of my eyes right now.
No, I can't blame you, Giselle. It was such a wonderful night. And I mean, everything from the topics to just the camaraderie on live, so much laughter and so much heart. This one. Oh, man.
Well, it's like when Avi started, topic 2 ended and we're doing the memory lane tributes. I'm like, well, we don't do half-hour shows. What is going on? I had to look at my clock. It's like, I was enraptured. I mean, I really was. It was just an awesome conversation all the way around. I forgot it was a contest.
Yeah. I mean, that beautiful moment where Montell got a little close and he's talking about feeling worthy, and he gave us that beautiful quote: in order to hear a whisper, you got to get close. Oh, yeah. And I'm sure everyone, even in our engine, I got little goosebumpies right here. And I've been smiling from cheek to cheek because every time I see Vivica, I was 16 when Independence Day came out. That was my first date. Hence my first kiss ever. So when I see her, I see that movie and just what she brings to the table here to this competition is it's heartwarming. So I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
And that quote from Montell Jordan resonated with a lot of people because I'm seeing the comments and I was watching as them as well as I'm hearing Mr. Jordan and Miss Fox say these wonderful, beautiful words out of their mouths, and everyone's like, "Oh yeah, the whispering. You have to get in close." And it was very, very impactful. It may be one of the most impactful statements that we've had on this show in a long time.
You were 16, Howard?
Yes. I was 16. I know.
I think you got it wrong. You meant your last kiss.
Ouch! Ouch!
That's older brother. He has to, nug me.
No, I agree with this. It was such an amazing night and fantastic every night. Yes, thank you so much for your comments. Yes, fantastic.
About our wonderful engine. Let's shout out the engine.
Thank you.
Oh yeah,
thank you for commenting right now. And you know what? Thank you. Thank
Absolutely.
you for
Safari.
Appreciate each and every one of you guys out there.
Happy Feathers. Thank you, Allison. Allison, appreciate you.
Lester
Cook, welcome in.
Sebastian.
Myron, welcome in. Chad,
good old
to
Chad.
see you in the comments. Bethany. Oh, so good to see you all.
Assassin. Yeah, I got the reference. I got the reference.
I was thinking
very nice.
I was hearing the chorus of my middle school kids. Just 6, 7.
Ralph. Positive dose of Ralph. Thank you.
A little bit of trivia for our engine. Everyone's 6'7" for Giselle. Just a little trivia.
Well,
I can't argue with that.
I did not know Montell Jordan was that tall. I just, I didn't know.
I had no clue either.
Yeah. That's
then
tall
he
man.
raised the roof.
Can I ask you guys a quick question? And I'm going to go backstage. What was it about the chemistry from the opening topic that spoke to you between a Vivica and a Montell? Because remember, up until tonight, they hadn't met each other in any way.
It wasn't just from the top. It was the moment they got on screen.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you could just kind of feel it right there. It's like, oh, hello, old friend. Hello, old friend. And then you find out they don't know each other or hadn't met before. And you're like, what? Yeah. How can this be?
Yeah.
Because, the relationship, it was mind boggling.
Mm-hmm.
No, it was. I mean, they were bringing up people I hadn't even heard of in some ways. Like, I think that Cheryl was actually probably
Miller.
One of the ones that I didn't know. And then when I heard about her, I'm impressed that she made such an impact, which it speaks to the choices that our guests make on live. Wouldn't you agree, Giselle?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I love when they come in with creative choices, people that we may not have heard of before, people that are maybe a little more local or regional or personal to where they grew up, what they've experienced, but have still had a broader impact on the world. And I think that was part of that chemistry because they were intently listening to each other.
I'll challenge you then. How can the rest of the world, and I'll ask everybody this in the panel, jump right into the water? You guys are very courageous. There's no doubt. That's why you're TKN host. What is it about the rest of the world that can relate to a Cheryl Miller after that story that Vivica gave us?
Okay, I'll jump in. What she focused on and what she talked about is that beautiful relationship with her brother, Reggie Miller. Who talked about how Reggie has stated that Cheryl made him a better player. So I think we all have family, and if we're fortunate, right, we have siblings as well, brother or sister, and I think that's maybe maybe I'll ask the question, Kelly, do you think maybe that's it right there? The fact that now what we could always connect with is that we have siblings, right? Or family or a cousin. What do you think, Kelly?
I think it that can be. I think it can go beyond that. I think it just highlights the fact that you take somebody like Reggie Miller, who, you know, it is an epitomizer of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
And here's his sister at his level. He gives her credit for getting him there. That entire support system, whether it's your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister, your cousin, or your friend Bubba, nobody gets there where Reggie Miller and most of our luminaries without the support of really good people. And those people really deserve some credit when you think about it, because we wouldn't have our luminaries without them.
Yeah, and Ralph's got a comment here as well. They both had a giant impact on the world, but Avi and the TKN host are also making that same impact, and we see that unfolding by their discussion right now. Thank you.
Yeah, I want to see that here live. Here, we're still early enough here. Kelly, no rush, guys. Kelly, Giselle, Joe, and Howard, they're here to kind of take you into the wee hours of the evening, although it's not going to be that late as you think, because we're probably going to be out of here very soon, about maybe 15 minutes or so, so hang out. But I do want to say this. What you're seeing for the TKN hosts is what I see every day. Your great conversation, great analysis, deep connection, appreciation for humanity, and which is something I picked up on without knowing many of them prior to this journey. So you're seeing that here on camera, but trust me, you see it off camera as well. I do want to say that to our luminaries who are watching as well. They'll get to know our hosts on a different level, which I can't wait for out as well. By the way, I know some of you are waiting for the vote. I think Joe's going to tell you why you're not voting, but the TKN Celebrity Tournament, guys and gals and pals, it is a tournament after all. If you love voting and deciding who moves on, you don't have to wait that much longer. Next week is all I'll say. And if you want to know more, watch the outro and find out what we have coming up next week. But Joe, why aren't we voting tonight?
Well, you see, with this evening specifically, and Avi can attest to this, we did have someone else who was going to be joining us for tonight's match as advertised. But unfortunately, they were unable to be on. And because of that, that means because of tech happens. We have mentioned that before. Tech happens.
I got another theory of what happened, though. Now I'm thinking about this. I got another theory. I think our NBA legend realized, wait a minute, I got to look up at Montell Jordan. He's 6'8". I'm out of here.
No, Avi, you know that's not the truth. And speaking as someone who is tall, you know that's not true. But
I'm just saying, Montell's a really tall guy.
He is, and you know what? The point is that at TKN, tech happens, and because of that, it would be unfair of us to have to say that either one of these people has to be sent home. So, without further ado, and I want to take this to our wonderful CEO and TKN founder, Avi Klein, that means...
Well, here's what it means. It means, guys and gals and pals, that due to the NBA mystery competitor, and by the way, I'm sure you'll find out who it is, because we don't dismiss people here, even if they're eliminated from said tournament. We know that. A good example is, and you're going to see him very soon, is my dear friend Ken Patera, who's a great friend. Who's part of TKN. We know that, obviously. But guys, I do want to say this. Because of the tech woes, because the NBA Hall of Famer could not be with us tonight, he's been eliminated, and you'll see Vivica A. Fox and Montell Jordan back in round number 3. Elimination
There you go. There you go. Right there.
And by the way, Vivica and Montell, not only are they superhuman beings, but I believe they took this show to new heights tonight, because I want to bring up what Kelly said. I want to add to what he said, because I agree with him. I forgot the clock, and that doesn't happen too often when I'm backstage. I was going backstage listening to their topics like all of you were, and I forgot the clock. I forgot exactly how brief this episode was. At the 60-minute mark, I thought we were at the 20-minute mark. At the 80-minute mark, I thought we were at the 40. This thing went lightning fast, and it's not just having a good time. If you noticed, and this happens often in TKN, there was something about tonight where there wasn't obviously a dull moment in the room at all, but there was a willingness to see the best out of each other. There was a willingness to see everybody rise to the occasion. Right, Kelly?
Absolutely. And, talking about that whole time thing, it was like I was in my living room with, two of my friends that hadn't seen each other in a while. And, we're just talking, and you know how it is. It's 5 o'clock, and the next thing you know, it's ringing midnight, and you think you've only been there 15 minutes. That's the way this was. And the pure positivity. And I mean, this wasn't manufactured. This wasn't scripted. This wasn't made up. These were the people the right people in the right place at the right time, which was here tonight, being themselves. And just letting you guys and us guys and everybody out there see what that really looks and feels like. And man, it was something. It was really
I concur. And you know what? It's going to be something to see you guys and gal put on your thinking caps the way you do, because we're going to provide analysis. By we, I mean Giselle, a third rounder in this tournament. Kelly, Jay White, the Jay's not silent, a third rounder as well. Joe and Howard still waiting for their second round matchup. They're going to provide analysis and let you know, and you guys can do the same in the comment section. We'll start with Howard first. They're going to let you know who they want to vote as top vote getter between Vivica and Montell. They'll break it down. And when Howard's done, won't be too long-winded about it. When Howard's done, he's going to kick it over to someone else from the panel. They'll break things down as well. Let us all find out who this esteemed panel would have voted in order from 1 to 2 and why. Howard, floor is yours.
Yeah. I first of all, great topic, Avi. I really love that first topic. My vote would have gone to Montell. And the specific reason is the way he painted such a visceral, vivid picture of the riots that were happening in LA, but that sense of that he finally felt safe. And the irony of that was that there's these riots happening, and and he went out of his house, and there was a sense of safety. When prior to that, there have been a lot of, sometimes living in South Central, I guess at that time, the possibility of violence or drive-by, as he specifically said. So the way he painted that was so specific, but it hit like this. It was just, it's beautiful. I mean, for lack of a better word, the way he painted that picture, it was beautiful. And I resonated with it. And he took his time, and I would have voted for Montell. It was just, I just appreciated that part. Yeah. Yes, we have another topic. So
we do.
Yes, we do. So for the second topic, we had, Vivica talking about accountability and, what that meant to her as she's gotten older. And I'm sorry?
What was the topic itself, Howard, for topic number 2?
Sure. Topic was a word, I believe, that really resonated with them. I believe that was the topic.
What was the topic called, Giselle, if you recall?
Yes, a whisper is all it takes.
A whisper is all it takes. Go ahead, Howard.
Yes. Amazing topic as well. And again, Montell got me with that moment where he just kind of leaned in and he talked about, in order to hear a whispering, you got to be close. And that sense of worthiness that you receive when you get quiet and you are able to connect with your maker. That for me was really just powerful. So my second vote would have gone to Montell as well.
I find that highly interesting. I love that you picked those, because for my topic 1, Howard, I appreciate that. My topic 1, I would have gone to, honestly, it would have gone to Vivica. That would have been my topic 1, specifically because I love the people that she chose for hers, because she went not only with choosing Barack Obama and how he had an impact on Black culture and actually more positive view, but then she picked Shonda Rhimes, who I haven't heard mentioned on here as of yet, and the shows that she's created, and then Cheryl Miller. I appreciated that she went there. And hey, look, and Vivica would have my vote in topic 2. Thank you, Chad. Thank you, Chad. I love that you went there. Montell definitely would have had my vote in topic number 1. I appreciate that. And that's why I'm going to transfer to topic number 2 with this one, which I appreciate that. And it was just so organic and very competitive at the same time. It was very also contemplative as well, not just competitive, but contemplative. Congratulations, Vivica and Montell. Very happy that both of you move on. Awesome. They deserve to move on to round 3. I agree. Thank you for that. Tonight just made me so happy. I'm so glad I've tuned in tonight. Thank you very much for that. And yes, I would have voted for Vivica for the first topic and Montell for topic 2. Thank you, Ralph. Appreciate that, and appreciate everyone for giving your analysis. And that is why I would have gone for Vivica in topic 1, but for the Whisper Is All It Takes, I would have picked Montell for topic number 2, because I think that when he went into specifically how God can work with a still small voice and how that has impacted him and even transferred to his pastoral work, I think that he struck a chord with me in that route topic specifically, that he understood an underlying fact that resonated well with me. And that is why I choose Montell for topic number 2. But of course, I'm not the only one that can give a better analysis on this and history. So someone that would also have that, I'm going to give to Kelly on this one. Kelly, what is your take on how this works?
Okay. I'm glad you asked me, Joe. Topic one was quite interesting. And I believe it was 3 moments from history to include in your documentary about being inspired.
Yes.
And I think Vivica right out the gate, because she mentioned the inauguration of Barack Obama, which in American history, this was a first. This was a huge deal for all Americans. And it showed such a forward move in progress from where we had been, staled for so long. I loved that pick. And then she went into Shonda Rhimes and she went into Cheryl Miller. And I thought those were great people to pick based on what she gave us for that. She gave us quite a bit for that. Then Montell, he brought up, his 3 different things. The guy getting the Wheaties box 51 years after the fact. It's like, how many billions of pounds of Wheaties have rolled down the line in that time frame? And as Howard pointed out, his description of the LA riots and his feeling. The big thing on topic 1 for me, my criteria as a judge, is actually completing the topic. And I loved what Vivica gave, but she only gave 1 event. She gave 3 people. Montell gave 3 events. So I would have to, as much as I love Vivica's answers, I loved his just as well. But based on the criteria, I'd have to vote for Montell on topic 1. Topic 2, wow. Very simple, as Avi said. It was a very simple topic, and the power of a whisper is, it's a literary thing. It's mentioned in songs that sometimes the softest whisper is, greater than the loudest shout. And Vivica picked accountability and, put out what it meant to her. And it was like, I was thinking, if I had this question, what would I do? I was stymied for answers to be there's quite a few words in the English language, quite a few powerful ones. Which one is really better whispered? And then Montell came up with his, being worthy. And I thought that was just as worthy as hers, to be honest. But when he leaned in and said, remember to, hear a whisper such as worthy, you have to be close. Unfortunately, that just edged Vivica out by a margin. And I hate to say that. I mean, she's just so freaking awesome. But I would have voted for Montell in round 2 or per topic 2 as well. Giselle, tidy this up for us.
We got another vote?
Nope.
Ew. We do have another vote from David here. I'd have voted for Vivica twice. Thank you, David.
Okay.
Thank you for watching and joining us tonight and telling us who you would vote for. We really appreciate that because you are the engine that makes this thing go. And it wasn't just the energy on screen tonight that made this episode so special from every other one we have. And I know we can say that about every episode we have, but they're all unique and they're all different because they all have different combinations of people, and we couldn't have asked for a better combination tonight. So Avi, thank you. Thank your brain. Love how your brain works, because seeing these people together and knowing what that would look like and then really seeing it. Oh, this made my week. This absolutely made my week. It was beautiful. The energy on screen, the energy backstage, the energy in the comments section, unparalleled. It culminated into maybe one of the most perfect episodes we've ever had. As for I know. As for the topics, we've run down, reviewed much of what they've said and stated, and both of them had really, really great choices. Vivica A. Fox's, her people, they meant a lot to her. You could tell from different points in her life and different perspectives. So they made a very complete picture of who Vivica Fox is as a person. And Phil here, I agree with Kelly. Vivica gave some great people, but Montell gave the more complete answer. That was for topic 1. And Gus, it is because you guys are a big help making it perfect. Oh, thank you. Oh, and
hey, look at this. Look at this.
In a few minutes, still to come in round number 2, Jesse Ventura.
Ooh.
Sally Jesse Raphael.
Ooh.
Nancy Kerrigan.
Damn.
Randy Couture.
Ooh.
Jim McMahon.
Ooh.
Howard. Joe Rosatano. Mystery participants, and more. Yeah, we know there's a lot still waiting, but we are near the end. But there are
How about
several.
the 9th match between Justin and Miranda? How about the 9th match between these two? I mean, when this thing does go down, it's not going down for a while, I'll tell you that, because they both need to come up for air after this series that we've seen from them. But it's tied 4-4. Couldn't have written any better. I want your facial expressions to do the talking over here, guys and gals and pals. Of course, I'm talking to the TKN hosts. You guys can completely buy into the fact that none of this stuff in any match is predetermined. None of the results are predetermined. This series has gone the distance. I couldn't write it any better if I wanted to. It's down to one single match between Justin and Miranda, winner take all. Of course, if Justin, per the stipulation, loses, he's out of here, banished from TKN. We know that, exiled and eliminated from the tournament. Should Miranda lose, that means that she still has not overcome the Justin jinx, as I call it, the Justin jinx. Yet to beat Justin when that leather jacket comes on and those shades are on his face. She has not been able to get the job done. What are your thoughts on that, panel?
Well, first off, Avi, don't do that. Don't do that. The Justin jinx, you just invented something that, should he beat Miranda, can now haunt anybody else in round 3. Nobody needed that. That's what I got to say.
Yeah, I would concur here. And by the way, guys, more votes. Mr. White, why don't we read this one from Mr. Lester Cook?
Okay, Mr. Lester says, I would have voted for Vivica, topic 1, and Montell for topic 2. Thank you, Lester. We always appreciate you.
Howard, why don't you read this one, Howard?
Yeah. So Phil Donahue says, topic number 2, I again vote for Montell. He reached into my soul. Love that.
Where he found it.
Justin jinx now trending. Giselle, break it down as you were.
Sure. Thank you. Yes. Topic 1, Montell Jordan's choices. Again, a lot of very personal connection. And then he went really personal. And he spoke of his dad's and how some people in our lives can become this mythos of a figure that we're trying to imagine, and they become just as high and just as elevated as any of the people we study in school, we learn about outside that have had an impact. Topic 1, I would have voted for Montell Jordan, absolutely. And topic 2, whew, one of the tightest topics ever. And if it's this close and this tight all the time in round number 2, I can only imagine what the further rounds are going to be like.
Ooh, down the wire.
I'm already sitting back here sweating. I was so happy I didn't have to actually
What if you
vote.
had to whisper your results?
Oh, I can do that.
That's Saturday night, screaming from the mountaintop.
Whispers can be very, very powerful. John Green has written a book called The Anthropocene Reviewed, where he gives 5-star reviews to various items, objects, all-encompassing things in our current era. And one of them is the whisper. And I don't remember off the top of my head what he rated the whisper, but it was impactful enough for him. I think he gave it a 4 to include in this book and the reasons why, and had a very personal story to share about that as well, and why he would include a whisper. And it really speaks to the power of it. And so taking these very powerful words, bringing down their volume so that you can really hear and understand them. And again, both of them had great words. This one was a lot more difficult, but for topic 2, I would have gone with Vivica Fox.
Seems like this thing would have been back and forth affair between topics 1 and 2. I am glad they spared us that, because I think we can both agree that we benefit from seeing more Vivica and more Montell. How about that debut for Montell Jordan? This TKN debut already seems like he's been here plenty of times with the impact he's made.
It does. I mean, just both of them just put you at such an ease with their presence. But I will tell you this, that makes them dangerous in the tournament.
And you know what also makes this panel dangerous in the tournament, which is why we didn't plan this, but we're flowing oh so well. I'm going to ask the panel over here, if they can, this isn't storytelling, this comes from their heart, to look as intensely as they can into the camera without saying a word until they're ready to say that word. And that one word is going to represent what their next match in this tournament will be like for their opponent. Could be a 3rd rounder, of course, for Giselle and Kelly. It will be for Joe and Howard, a 2nd rounder. They're going to look right into the camera. They're going to say one word as intensely as possible, because we talk about this all the time. And that one word is going to represent what their opponent will experience in their next match. I'm going to start with Joe.
Speed.
Flustered.
Patience.
Futility.
How about that for the field? Would you want to draw one of these 4? I certainly wouldn't, guys and gals and pals. And again, I think that's representative of how you guys feel off camera as well, if I'm not mistaken. So those words, right? Do they not pretty much tell the story, Kelly and Giselle and Joe and Howard, accurately?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, we're in a festive mood. Vivica and Montell both advanced. So with that, I don't think it's outro time. I think we're going to tell you exactly what happens during the outro, how we do things around here. I think in the spirit of things, in respect to Montell, when it comes to the outro, this is what? Well, we'll give Howard the countdown, and he'll tell us exactly what this is. We do have a TKN host in the back, because it's outro time. So, guys and gals, let me read some quick comments. They are natural talents. Yes, they are. The TKN host. Much more than that. I agree with you, Gus. Since one is, well, hey, that's a little fan there. Ralph is always giving Justin of his mind there. G. Willikers, yeah. Thank you for joining us, Rick E.T. We had a lot of viewers tonight watching us live. And guys, remember that this episode will not go dark. You'll be able to watch this whenever you'd like. Check it out to your heart's delight.
Times as you'd like.
Yeah, your family and friends.
Yes, as many times.
Yeah. Wednesday night, guys. I won't say anything. You got to watch the outro. It's very condensed. It's shorter than it used to be because we're down to the nitty-gritty when it comes to round number 2. But guys and gals and pals, she should be happy because Justin is not on the panel tonight. So let's bring in Miranda right now. Miranda, she's ready for the outro as well.
All right.
Festive spirit because there's no Justin in the house. Howard, we know what time is it. But how do we do things around here? What's going on? What's going on with this outro? Why are we playing it? Why are we playing the outro? Because
it's outro time, baby.
And this is how
we do it.
And a 2 and a 3. Everyone, this is
how we do
it. Enjoy it, Howard.
This is
how we do it.
La, 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 la.
Here we go.
Obsession's going to be talent every time. You got all the talent in the world, but are you obsessed? Is it all you ever think about?
And I think, she started, like, maybe so. Maybe I get a little heart here, a little butterfly there. And the communication became like, that's the nonverbal. Being on that show, because I did it twice. So I remember the ones because I did all in the same gang. So I have vague memories. I have been so many places.
I had to take my career in my own hands. I was too far ahead of myself. I was too advanced. Nobody that's 220 pounds, 215 pounds should run 109.6, 97, and be the shot put champ at the same time. Nobody could understand that. I didn't understand it either, but that was my problem. No matter how many times I hit you across the head, it ain't gonna change you. So I don't do either. I don't defend myself. That's not what I do in my life. I don't defend. I just say, stand back and watch, because the hammer is coming in.
And on November 24th, 1963, they were bringing Lee Harvey out of the jail and bringing him down into the basement of the police department. And they brought the armored car down. But anyway, as he's coming down, there's a lot of commotion. They're trying to get him to the armored car, and this guy named Jack Ruby comes out of nowhere and shoots him.
Tell you what, I had a bunch of headbands sent to me this week, and I'm sorry I couldn't wear them all, but I appreciate everything that the fans did for me this week. There was a lot of controversy and stuff, but I tried to put it out of my mind. And
why wouldn't you ask Sir Arthur Conan Doyle?
No, I would, but in your case.
Well, he knows everything. He knew physics, he knew chemistry,
yes.
He knew how to do anything.
You do a painting and you work on it for a long time and it becomes your child. And if somebody says, can I give you money for that? You go, money for the child. I'm not sure that's something I want to do. And then when your husband says, don't be silly, of course, sell it.
They overthrew the elected
president of Iran inserted a dictator, the Shah. He ruled with an iron fist for 20 some years,
Yes.
till the people of Iran finally rose up and ran his ass out.
They
now,
did.
doesn't that give you, when you learn that, the understanding of why the Iranians don't like us?
When you shoot 3 to 4 rounds, that's gaining fire superiority. Self-defense, the maximum would be 2 shots. Max.
Close in that tournament.
Version, Yes.
Let the who continue. And a fourth.
What? How are you doing this?
Take a look at this lineup, guys. One we know all too well, the other two we don't. One week we can. with Staccato. Howard Collado. Giselle. Kelly J. White. Illustrated. Who on earth will we